Philip K. Dick was a writer. He wrote science fiction. But he was more than just a genre author. Dick was a visionary. He peered into the future. He saw the anxieties of our technological age. He wrote about them before they even arrived. Dick's worlds are strange and unsettling. They are full of androids and artificial intelligence. They question what is real. They explore the nature of humanity. His stories are like puzzles. They make you think. They stay with you long after you finish reading. Dick's influence is everywhere. You can see it in movies like Blade Runner and Total Recall. You can feel it in the questions we ask about our own reality. He was a master of his craft. He left behind a legacy that continues to inspire and provoke. Dick was fascinated by reality. What is it? How do we know? His stories often blur the lines. Dreams and waking life intertwine. Technology creates illusions. Characters struggle to find their footing. They search for truth in a world of shifting sands. He was also fascinated by technology. He saw its potential to both help and harm us. In his stories, technology is often a double-edged sword. It can improve our lives. It can also control and enslave us. Dick's exploration of these themes is timeless. They are even more relevant today than they were when he wrote them. As we venture further into the digital age, we face the same questions that haunted his characters. What is real? What is human? What does the future hold? Dick's stories are a warning. They are also a challenge. They urge us to be critical. They make us question our assumptions. In a world of increasing complexity, his work reminds us to hold on to our humanity. PhilipKDick Dick was born in 1928. His birthplace was Chicago, a bustling city of the American Midwest. His early life was marked by both joy and hardship. He was a twin. Sadly, his sister Jane died in infancy. This loss deeply affected young Philip. It planted the seed of a recurring theme in his writing, the fragility of life. Dick's family moved to California when he was a child. He attended school there. He was a bright student, but also a withdrawn one. He found solace in books and stories. He devoured science fiction magazines. His imagination was sparked by tales of distant worlds and advanced technology. Even as a young boy, Dick was drawn to the unusual. He questioned the nature of reality. He pondered the meaning of existence. These philosophical musings would later form the bedrock of his writing. He began writing stories as a teenager, pouring his thoughts and anxieties onto paper. Dick's love for science fiction grew stronger with time. He immersed himself in the genre. He read the works of masters like H.G. Wells and Robert Heinlein. He was captivated by their ability to transport readers to other worlds. He admired how they used fiction to explore complex ideas. He started submitting his own stories to science fiction magazines. Rejections piled up, but Dick was not deterred. He saw each rejection as a learning experience. He honed his craft. He experimented with different writing styles and themes. During the 1950s, Dick's writing began to gain recognition. He published his first short stories in magazines like Astounding Science Fiction and Galaxy Science Fiction. These early stories showcased his talent for creating intriguing characters and mind-bending scenarios. They also hinted at the profound themes that would define his later work. Despite his growing success, Dick faced personal and financial struggles. He juggled writing with odd jobs to make ends meet. He struggled with relationships. He moved frequently, searching for stability and inspiration. The pressure of his personal life seeped into his writing. He explored themes of paranoia, identity, and the nature of reality with increasing urgency. His stories became more complex. They delved deeper into the human psyche. In 1955, Dick published his first novel, Solar Lottery. It was a modest success, but it marked a turning point in his career. He had found his voice as a novelist. He continued to write prolifically throughout the late 1950s and 1960s. The 1960s were a turbulent time for the world. Social norms were changing. Technology was advancing at an unprecedented rate. The Cold War cast a long shadow over everything. PhilipKDick, ever sensitive to the anxieties of his time, poured these anxieties into his writing. This period saw an explosion of creativity from Dick. He produced some of his most enduring works. Novels like The Man in the High Castle, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, and Ubik cemented his reputation as a master of science fiction. These weren't just adventure stories set in the future. They were explorations of the human condition. Dick used the genre as a lens to examine profound questions about identity, reality, and the nature of existence. He challenged readers to confront uncomfortable truths about themselves and the world around them. Published in 1968, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep is perhaps Dick's most famous work. It's a dark and haunting novel that explores the boundaries between humans and machines. The story follows Rick Deckard, a bounty hunter in a post-apocalyptic future. His job is to track down and retire rogue androids. These androids are nearly indistinguishable from humans. They look human, they act human, they even believe they are human. This blurring of lines raises unsettling questions. What does it mean to be human? What separates us from machines? Dick's exploration of artificial intelligence wasn't just about technology. It was about empathy. Deckard's journey forces him to confront his own capacity for compassion. It makes him question if he's so different from the machines he hunts. The novel is a powerful meditation on what it means to be alive and the ethical dilemmas posed by advanced technology. Ubik, published in 1969, is another masterpiece of mind-bending fiction. In this novel, reality itself becomes fluid and unreliable. The story takes place in a world where psychic powers are commonplace. Companies use these powers for corporate espionage and advertising. The protagonist, Joe Chip, works for a prudence organization that combats these psychic threats. After a job goes wrong, Joe finds himself trapped in a reality that's literally falling apart around him. Time bends. Objects regress to earlier versions of themselves. Ubik is a disorienting and hallucinatory read. It's like trying to assemble a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. Dick uses this surreal landscape to explore themes of perception, identity, and the nature of reality. What is real when our senses can no longer be trusted? What happens to our sense of self when reality itself is constantly changing? While Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep and Ubik delved into the future, the man in the high castle explored an alternate present. Published in 1962, the novel imagines a world where the Axis powers won World War II. The United States is divided between Japan and Nazi Germany. The story follows characters living in this occupied America. They grapple with oppression and search for hope. One character clings to a banned book. It tells of an alternate history where the Allies won. The man in the high castle examines power and history. It asks us to imagine what might have been and consider the choices we make. History is not set in stone. It is constantly being rewritten. Dick was a man of his time. He lived during a period of rapid technological advancement. He saw the wonders of this new age, but he also saw the potential dangers. This unease permeates his writing. Technology in Dick's world is rarely a simple tool. It's a force with its own agenda. It shapes our lives. It influences our thoughts. It even threatens our humanity. Think of the Voight-Kampff test in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It's a device designed to distinguish humans from androids, but it also highlights the chilling possibility that our emotions, our very essence, could be replicated by machines. In Ubik, technology is even more insidious. It invades our minds, manipulating our perceptions of reality. It's a world where corporations use psychic powers for profit, where advertising can be beamed directly into your thoughts. Dick forces us to confront the unsettling reality that technology can be used not only to improve our lives, but also to control and exploit us. Dick was a man of his time. He lived during a period of rapid technological advancement. He saw the wonders of this new age, but he also saw the potential dangers. This unease permeates his writing. Technology in Dick's world is rarely a simple tool. It's a force with its own agenda. It shapes our lives. It even threatens our humanity. Think of the Voight-Kampff test in Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? It's a device designed to distinguish humans from androids, but it also highlights the chilling possibility that our emotions, our very essence, could be replicated by machines. In Ubik, technology is even more insidious. It invades our minds, manipulating our perceptions of reality. It's a world where corporations use AI psychic powers for profit, where advertising can be beamed directly into your thoughts. Dick forces us to confront the unsettling reality that technology can be used not only to improve our lives, but also to control and exploit us. Faced with this technological onslaught, Dick's characters often yearn for authenticity. They search for something real in a world of artificiality. This search often takes on a spiritual dimension. In Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The most prized possessions are real animals. They represent a connection to a natural world that has been ravaged by technology. The desire to own a real animal, even a humble sheep, becomes a symbol of humanity's longing for something genuine in a synthetic world. This search for authenticity extends to human connection. In many of Dick's stories, characters form deep bonds with each other. These relationships, often fraught with conflict and uncertainty, represent a bulwark against the dehumanizing forces of technology and power. If technology is one force that destabilizes identity in Dick's work, the nature of reality is another. His characters often find themselves questioning their own memories, perceptions, and even their sanity. In Ubik, reality itself is constantly shifting. Objects regress to earlier versions. Time folds in on itself. Characters die and come back to life. This constant state of flux makes it impossible to know what is real and what is illusion. This exploration of identity goes beyond simple questions of who am I? It delves into the very nature of consciousness. What happens to our sense of self when our memories can be altered, our perceptions manipulated? Dick suggests that identity is not a fixed point, but rather a fluid and ever-evolving construct. Dick's worlds are often described as paranoid, but this paranoia is not without reason. His characters often have good reason to distrust their senses. The line between reality and illusion is constantly blurred. This blurring serves a purpose. It forces us to question our own assumptions about the world. It challenges us to confront the possibility that what we perceive as real may be nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion. In a world where technology is becoming increasingly sophisticated, where virtual realities are becoming ever more convincing, Dick's explorations of reality feel more relevant than ever. He reminds us that the world is a complex and often deceptive place. He urges us to question everything we see and hear. From page to screen, Dick's enduring legacy. Philip K. Dick's influence extends far beyond the printed page. His mind-bending stories have been a rich source of inspiration for filmmakers and television producers for decades. His works have been adapted into some of the most iconic and thought-provoking science fiction films of all time. The themes that obsess Dick, the nature of reality, the impact of technology, the search for identity, translate surprisingly well to the visual medium of film. They provide fertile ground for stunning visuals, compelling narratives, and philosophical explorations that resonate with audiences long after the credits roll. These adaptations vary in their faithfulness to Dick's original texts. Some, like Blade Runner, borrow heavily from the source material while adding their own unique interpretations. Others, like Total Recall, use Dick's short stories as a springboard for more action-oriented narratives. Regardless of their approach, these films all bear the unmistakable mark of Dick's visionary imagination. Blade Runner, a neo-noir dystopia. Blade Runner 1982, directed by Ridley Scott, is a visual masterpiece. It paints a bleak yet beautiful future Los Angeles. Technology has created replicants, artificial humans. Harrison Ford stars as Rick Deckard, a Blade Runner. The film explores humanity and artificial intelligence. Blade Runner questions what it means to be human. Replicants exhibit emotions and desires. The haunting Vangelis score creates an unforgettable atmosphere. It prompts us to question our own humanity. Total Recall. Questioning reality, remembering identity. Paul Verhoeven's Total Recall, 1990, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, adapts Dick's short story. The film deviates significantly from the source material. It's action-packed but retains Dick's core themes. Schwarzenegger plays Douglas Quaid, haunted by dreams of Mars. He visits Recall to experience being a secret agent. The procedure goes wrong, questioning Quaid's identity. Total Recall is a roller coaster of action and plot twists. It keeps the audience guessing about reality and memory. The film explores identity in a world of manipulated memories. Section 4. The Man in the High Castle. A haunting alternate history. The Man in the High Castle, a series on Amazon Prime, explores an alternate history where the Axis powers won World War II. It delves into the lives of characters under totalitarian rule, capturing the chilling atmosphere. Themes of resistance, collaboration, and resilience are explored. The series is a meditation on freedom, power, and the fight against tyranny. Section 1. A Legacy of Questions. PhilipKDick left this world in 1982. He left behind a treasure trove of stories. His work continues to resonate with readers and viewers. His tales of androids and alternate realities fascinate us. Dick wasn't a writer who offered easy answers. He asked hard questions. He made us question our existence. His stories reflect our anxieties about technology and reality. In an age of AI and surveillance, his work is more relevant than ever. They warn us of the dangers of surrendering our humanity to technology. They challenge us to think critically and fight for what matters. Section 2. The Enduring Power of Dick's Visions. Dick's writing was deeply personal. He poured his own struggles with mental illness, addiction, and spiritual seeking into his work, but his stories also have a universal quality. They tap into something primal in the human experience. They speak to our fear of the unknown, our longing for connection, our search for meaning in a chaotic world. His characters, flawed and often desperate, resonate with us because they reflect our own vulnerabilities. They remind us that even in the face of extraordinary circumstances, we are all just trying to make sense of our lives. We are all searching for our place in the universe. Dick's influence can be seen in countless works of science fiction, fantasy, and speculative fiction that have followed in his wake. His ideas have permeated popular culture, shaping our understanding of artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and the nature of consciousness itself. Section 3. A Universe of Influence. From Black Mirror to The Matrix, echoes of Dick's themes and ideas can be found throughout modern storytelling. His exploration of the boundaries between humans and machines, and the search for identity in a technologically advanced world continues to inspire. PhilipKDick's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of imagination. His stories continue to provoke, to inspire, and to remind us that the future is something we create.